over there. Okay. So, I said that we had this one the last time. Here, this one is. It says that it comes with all of these colors and all of these extra things. I'm going to probably use the needles from the peach one, so that way I'm not using new needles when I have the old needles, and I would rather dull needles at the same time. I feel like that just makes sense. Ooh, the instructions are again really very good. Now, like I said, these are not high quality, but they do actually come with fully colored instructions. Why do you say 9 needles when you only come with 3? That's weird. Anyway, they do come with fully colored instructions. We did learn last time that the colors do not blend nearly as well as they show that they should. So we shall see how that goes. Oop-a-doo. This is a very good experience if you're someone like me and you've never done this before and you're looking to try something new because it's a very cheap kit. The problem is, you know, exactly that. It is a very cheap kit. Meaning it doesn't necessarily give you... While it gives you everything you need technically, it doesn't necessarily give you a good idea of things. Here is the kit that I bought. Obviously more expensive, but it also comes with a lot more. And I'm just going to put these needles in these labeled boxes. I don't know for certain that they are the same size, but you know what? They will go in anyway. You should be the medium and you should be the large. Yup. And this way I'm not dulling more needles than I need to. Because I bought this kit along with some of the other basic felting stuff that I have, so that I could use it for part of my Valentino costume. But I didn't actually end up using the felting stuff. I ended up strictly using, spray adhesive. I didn't end up actually using the felting stuff for felting. I ended up using spray adhesive to keep it all on. That video either is out or will be coming out depending upon my mood and how quickly I can get things edited. The problem being that I also edit for another much larger company than myself, and thus their needs for editing tends to get priority over my needs for editing. That's also exactly the reason why I have several series that are unedited. Several unedited series. Literally very specifically because that way I don't have to do editing. If I don't have the time, I can just get out stuff from the not edited series. So yeah, if I recall correctly, we are supposed to go from bigger to smaller. Let me just double check that. So yes, longer to shorter. Bigger or too small there? Alright. Doodly doo. I should just put this over here. I don't know. Anyway, same as the peach, we use the white to make the base. And we have to save a good chunk of the white for the yellow. I'm gonna say roughly this-ish much. Because it doesn't say. It also says I need to save some of the yellow to mix with the red. Which I guess makes sense. So yeah. This gets to become ball. And then I poke it in the middle so that it has a butt. That's essentially what the thing is telling me. I'm just telling you what the thing says. Anyway, time to stab. Na 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 da 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 da. Ba da 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 ba da ba ba da ba da 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 ba da ba da 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 ba da 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 ba dum ba dum ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da 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 do 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 ba da ba. Doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly 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 doo, doodly. Right. I'm not exactly sure how you get one side to be flat and then the rest to stay round. I did the best that I could. Where this side is mostly flat and this side's very much more rounded. Strangely, it's easier to see from the bottom. But I didn't worry about going in with this with the better needle because that's more for once we start adding color. Cooler. So yay. Anywho, now is when we do the thing where we mix the white with the, I think it looks like half of the yellow. I think we're supposed to mix the white with like half of the yellow to like get a off white thing. So let's see how long this takes. My guess is ages. We did learn last time that this works better using smaller chunks. So I'm going to do tiny chunk at a time and then we're going to try merging them all together, I guess. Yay. Do 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 do. Na 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 da na 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 da 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 na 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 do 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 da na 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 do 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 do. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that color. It's not, like I said, like we discussed in the peach, it's not blending perfectly, but it is blending a lot better now that I know that you have to cut or do it in tiny itty-bitty pieces. It is, however, making a ridiculous mess out of my desk, as is expected at this point whenever you're doing this. This is why I like this giant mouse pad that I can whoosh. It's incredibly useful to just be able to whoosh your work area sometimes. But anywho, now we're going to take bits of this fluff and we're going to stick it on here. I think we start with medium with this. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't try to perfect the shape on the white part because with how much stabbing you have to do with every other part, it seems redundant to try to get the shape perfectly on the white part when you're gonna end up screwing it up. It seems more prudent to get the shape mostly there, so that way you can just inch it towards the direction that you need it once you get the other colors down. There we go. That's better. apologies. This setup gets changed nearly constantly for this, and then games, and then other things. And the crafting setup is different nearly every time that I do it, and really, quite frankly, it's really hard to keep any consistency because OBS only lets you save so many presets, and we have to have some that have them with images saved already in them. So those ones are more important to make sure they're the same. So yeah. I'm not expecting I'm going to have to use all of this that I mixed up. The last kit did give you more floof than you actually needed to complete the kit, which was nice, because it gave you stuff that you could use, I guess, afterwards to make other little tiny things, because it did just give you a little bit extra, like, pink, and a little bit of extra white. Well, mostly pink. We take this, and we take this, and we just heckin' mix until we get a slightly... What's weird is that the color that they're saying it should make is basically this color. So why would you not just give us more of this color? And then... Why would you not just give us more of this color? And then, like, some brighter red. Like, give us this amount of this color. And then this amount of the bright red. And then, like, give us an actual brown for the stalk and the seeds. Like, why? They also gave us way more green than I think we're gonna need, which just means that I might be able to make a tiny leaf with it. So I'm okay with that. But, you know. Let's start with the mixing of this thing, I guess. This gonna take a while.
Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum-bum. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doodly-doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doodly-doodly-doo, doodly-doodly-doodly-doodly-doo, doo-doo-doo.
Alright, real quick while I'm finishing this one up. The reason that I'm doing the tears very specifically like this is because this one actually included in the instructions that you're supposed to tear horizontally so that the wool essentially forms apple grains. Like how you get on the side of an apple where it's not fully even or mixed. So this one actually told you to tear very specifically in a direction in order to get the correct grainage, which is incredibly helpful. And the last one, at least as far as I can remember, did not bother doing that. I did, as you noticed, had to grab some of the yeller from the other pile, the yellow and white mix. But you know what? Close enough. Now we get to start on this. And I'm going to, again, start with the medium-sized needle. How did you get magnetized? Sir, how did you get magnetized? I don't... Okay. Anyway, we're going to start with the medium needle. And we're just going to go like such until we have an apple shape. Well, it's already apple shaped. Until we have an apple color.
Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum-bum. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-na-na-na-na-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-dum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-ba. Doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly, doodly-doo, doodly-doo, doodly-doo.
Yeah, my apple's a little wonky. My core's a little bit off center, but you know what? This is how much extra they gave us. A pretty dang good handful of extras, actually. Not including all the extra yellow they gave us. So I'm not mad. Because I might just try to throw together a random little strawberry friend, or like a full apple out of this. Since I have it, you know, just make like a full apple. But that's not what this is for. If I do that, you will see it at the end. Next is... Okay, we've already reestablished our little dimples. They're just in the wrong place, but you know what? Oh, I just realized it kind of looks like a bread. Oops. Anyway. Now we gotta give it little seeds. Give it little seeds on either side of the core. Give it a little stripe where the core is. Boop. So I think I'm going to do the core stripe first. And just kind of go... That's a little too much, I think. We shall see. The thing is that once you stab it, it usually ends up becoming less than you think that it is. Because obviously part of it is going into the actual apple. Or into the actual center point. By the time this goes up, it will have been like a while since the convention has been over. But as of recording this, I am still like recovering from con flu. The inevitable disease that you get from being surrounded by people with very little escape. So yeah. I am using the tiny needle for this one. Because, well, more control and more smoothness in the stabbies. The reason that I started with the peach is because I knew this one looked more detailed, and I was correct. So I wanted to do the peach first so that I would have an idea of what I was doing before I started doing more detail-y ones. There we go. Alright.
Na 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 na
Alright. The apple stalk is a little bit ridiculous. I did use all of the extra green to make a leaf. It does not say to do that, but I wanted to, and they gave us plenty of extra, so I did. I also put the little brown spot at the bottom, like how most apples have. So I thought that would be a nice one. Again, that isn't included in the instructions. I just wanted to do that. So now we do the thing where we stab it real good and we attach the keychain and then it doesn't stick and then we use glue to stick it in. Because that's just how this works. Again, I apologize for all of the nose rubbing. I know it's probably disgusting, several of you. The problem is it doesn't matter how much I blow my nose, it still keeps dripping. Anywho, you know what? I don't even think I'm going to bother doing that because I'm just going to have to go away and grab glue and I don't feel like doing that. But anyway, this is actually a ridiculously large amount of extra felt. So I'm probably just going to make a little mini apple that I will include at the end here. But as for the main project, I would say it didn't go too horribly. I actually kind of really like how it turned out. And it's kind of really adorable. So, would I recommend this kit? Absolutely, especially since if I recall correctly, it was like under $5 at the Dollar Tree. Or like, it was right around $5-ish at the Dollar Tree. So yeah, go ahead, pick it up. It's a good way to introduce you to a new thing, which is how I think craft kits should actually be. Yeah. Anywho, toodaloo.